How are we all doing? We're back. It's Tuesday Night Live. This is the fourth one of the year. What are we now? That's all January sorted now. They've been going really well. Who have we got today? I hate this bit at the start, waiting on people to join. So I see two eyeballs there. How you doing? Who have we got there? Usually takes another few seconds for everybody to kick in. Hope all is well with you two. Just we have a bit more traction now. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. So we're going to get the show on the road there. Hope all is well. How you doing? You can obviously hear me okay. How you doing? How you doing? Uh, Akbar and Shubham. What's the crack? Two solid names. I know them names there. I'm going to guess. I won't guess. I could be wrong. But what's the crack? So we're going to get straight into it. Hope everybody is well. So slides, we're going to have no errors in this one again. I'm going to go for a clean run. So as always, I start with the congratulations. How are you doing, Shilpa? What's the crack? First of all, my main man Savasigar passed his test there. I think it was on Wednesday. Done his reduced EDTs with myself and went on to smash it then. So congratulations, bud. I hope you're watching today. Absolute gentleman. We had Nitin on the left. He was also tallow with myself on Wednesday. We had Tyreek with Joe in Rainy Orclester. Congratulations. How you doing, Julia? Pass the test here for more sauce. Good lad. Good lad. We had Nicole with Peter over in Finglas. We had Killian with me there. This was an impressive pass, this one, because I done one pre-test with him there. It was about probably 4 days ago, maybe a bit more. And at the end of it, I says, Bud, I worked you hard here. You need to go for this one. And I walked him like a dog in the lesson I did. And he kept going and he went on to pass his test, and a happy father as well there. So that was an impressive pass, that one, I must say. How you doing, Katie? Testing this month. Thank you so much for popping in to say hello. And then last but not least, we have Daisy, another one of my students in Tala, passed with 0 marks. Even I'm impressed, you know what I mean? And that's hard to do. So that's two tests we've had now. We had Mash 2 weeks ago and Daisy, I think that was yesterday, with 0 marks. So I am impressed. Well done, well done. By the way, there was probably a load more. I didn't get them moved over to the slides in time. If I forgot you, I do apologise. Congratulations to everybody that passed. What's the crack, Craig? How you doing, bud? We're straight into the questions. So somebody asked, what is the min and max for each grade to pass the test? As in, what's the scoring system like? So I should have got a marking sheet on the screen there. So there's no more grade ones anymore. For the grade twos, your ninth one over the sheet would be a fail. So, for instance, 2 for position on the straight, 2 for observation, turning right, wherever, 2 for progress roundabouts. What's that, 6? And then 2 for signals moving off, and then 1 more for whatever observation moving off. That would be a fail. Or if you got 6 for the same thing. So if I got 2 for position on the straight, 2 for position turning right, and 2 for position turning left, because the 6 of them were for position, that would be a fail. Or 4 grade 2s for the same thing, as in, if I got 4 marks for observation moving off 4 times, that would be a fail. And 1 grade 3 would be considered dangerous. That would also be a fail. All right. Now, straight into it. So, somebody asked, progress at roundabouts, especially when it's very busy. When it's a very busy roundabout, slow moving traffic, I find it difficult to gauge the direction of the cars on my right. I tend to wait a slight bit more to be cautious. How do I rectify that? Good question. Yeah, especially when it's busy. There's a few things you can do with this one. Like, when I'm in the passenger seat and I'm with a student, because I'm sitting there doing nothing, I'm kind of thinking, you could go now. You could definitely go now because I'm kind of looking right. So I'm looking to the right. There's a cars approaching from the right. You're allowed to go in front of the cars that are approaching from the right when somebody blocks them, drives in front of them, and takes the exit you're entering the roundabout. Do you know what I mean? So when I look to the right, if it looks like a car is going to block the cars approaching from the right, that will be a time to go. How you know that going straight? There's a few things that you kind of look for. If they're in the outside kind of lane and the front of that car is pointed as if they're taking that exit, get it done. They're not. It'd be highly likely they're going to like swing around the outside of the roundabout. That would be a good time to go. Another time is like if I'm at a roundabout, I'm not just looking at this to the right. Sometimes I'm looking at the cars that are coming from the left side. If they come around the roundabout, chances are they're going to straighten up and exit as I'm entering. So once they straighten up and it looks like they're going that way, that will be a good time to go. Don't know if it's hard to kind of picture that without an image. Um, so yeah, but the traffic from the right do have right away, so don't pull out in front of anybody. Another one, when I am on the left lane intending to go left or straight through, sometimes there can be a car in the right lane obstructing my view. Am I supposed to wait for them to move off and check again and proceed? Sorry, I can't see. How do I do? So, very importantly, you have to do your own observation. So, imagine this. So, I look to the right, I can't see because there's a car there. That car moves. So, I move. That car slams on the brakes because you didn't see that motorbike, and bam, you take a motorbike out. You have to do your own observation. If someone goes, you can't follow them. You'd probably fail your test for that, especially because a lot of the time you're trusting someone that is just reckless. You know what I mean? Like, I look to the right, I can't go until that car gets out of my way. Now I can see there's nothing coming, and then you can proceed. Don't just follow someone. That wouldn't be correct. Um, where are we going? So I am driving in Housing Estate, and at next T junction, I want to turn right. I note a person. I note a person doing reverse around the corner at the junction and slowly coming in reverse towards my car. All right. Okay. Yeah. So shall I just wait for him, maintain and safe distance, and let him complete, or shall I overtake him, come to just the left side? Uh, Okay, so what you're saying is if I'm driving down the road and I see someone doing the reverse around the corner, should I stop behind them or should I overtake? So in that scenario, think about it if it was the opposite way around. If you were reversing around the corner, what would you do? You would look at the car and stop and wait for them to drive past. So if you're on the other side of the situation and you do the complete opposite of what this will be considered the opposite of what we normally do, then you're just causing too much confusion. You're just stopping in the middle of the road for nothing. When the car reversing around the corner sees you and they're practicing the reverse around the corner, they see you and stop, keep going, overtake them. And actually, don't even stop on the road. They should say overtake them. Don't stop in the middle of the road. Just keep on overtaking them. A good question here. So yeah, this is a funny one. Could we use a phone-mounted Google Maps during the test or CarPlay? So I don't know the official answer to this, but we had a girl pass a test. It was a few months ago now, and I don't know whether she asked the tester could she use Waze, or she just had it on, and then she asked him or her, is it okay if I use this? And the tester said that they didn't mind. I don't know if that's like a rule or if just that specific tester didn't mind, whereas another tester might not want you to do it. So I don't know if there's an exact rule to it. Leave it on. If they ask you to turn it off, turn it off. Or yeah. So I don't know exactly. Some testers will allow it, or maybe just that one, and some testers might not, or they're supposed to. I don't know. But yeah, if you feel the need, if you want to use it, leave it on. Let them tell you to turn it off if you want. Hope that makes sense. Where's my slides? What is the rationale for checking mirrors before a signal? Does this imply that we should avoid signaling if there is traffic approaching from behind and only signal when it is clear? What? So you're on a busy road, you want to turn right. I check my mirror, there's a car behind me, so I can signal. That doesn't really make sense, does it? The right, like, it's just the way we do it. We mirror, signal, get into position. It's just following the steps. Don't overthink it too much. Yeah, just do it. You know the way. Not the end of the world if you signal then mirror either. But it's good to have the steps in place so that you don't sort of miss anything. Like you wouldn't want to get into position first if you're turning right and then signal and then mirror, because then it's really messy then. Just follow the steps. Everything will be so much easier. I think this is off the same question. How should this be handled when moving off from a park position and there is a continuous flow of traffic? Similarly, what is the correct approach when turning left and right at a junction where you need to signal promptly? So yeah, if you see the videos I do, I always say if there's cars coming, you don't signal. The reason being is because you're not going to pull out in front of the cars anyway, and there's nothing more terrifying than driving beside a learner driver with their signal on, and you're holding on saying, "Oh God, I hope these can see me, or they're going to drive into the side of me." Cars coming, I'm not pulling out. Just cancel your signal. What's the correct approach when turning left and right? It's just get the direction, mirror, signal, position, slow, look. Try not to overcomplicate it too much. Just follow the steps. Life will be easier. Everything is better when you have a system. At approx what speed should we approach speed bumps? So it just depends. Like, are you on a 50 or a 30? How big is the bump? Is it a broken bump that you can straddle? There's no one correct answer to that. On approach, you have to be looking at the bump and you're saying to yourself, this bump looks big, I'm gonna slow down more. Or what's the crack, Marty? How are you doing? How are you doing, everyone? Um so yeah, it's just you have this is where anticipation comes in. I'm looking up the road. This bump looks a bit heavy. I'm gonna slow down a bit more compared to one that I'm gonna straddle. You know what I mean? So it just they're all different. Some bumps are like, say, foot mulhuddered, they're them plastic ones. You have to slow it right down for them compared to the ones in Raheny where you just drive straight over them. It just depends on the bump, bud. What should be the position of the vehicle while driving on a narrow lane with bends and left hand lane shared with bicycles? Do we need to maintain the position in center of the road lane, or the shared lane on the left can be used to maintain a safe gap? I I think you're saying that you're Shilpa, isn't it? So it just depends. Like usually, if there's enough room for a cycle lane and enough room for my car in the lane, you don't really want to be in the cycle lane. If it's a broken white line cycle lane, you are allowed to make temporary use. But if there's enough room in your lane for your car, try stay out of the cycle lane. You don't need to be in it. On the other hand, in Tala, there's a few roads, especially around Green Hills at the test centre. Sometimes you just have to be in the cycle lane with the broken white line because they are shared cycle lanes. So I think you are Tala. Would I be correct in saying that if you're on the call there? So this one gave me a chuckle when I seen this. So someone put this one into the WhatsApp group there. And just remember, lads, the WhatsApp group is for our students and the YouTube members. So if you're watching this on the replay, if you want to come and join the community, just fill in the link and then I'll show you the next steps. So the reason why these things are on the roundabout is to stop people going the wrong way around the roundabout. It's just telling you to keep to the left, as in don't go right, go this way, so you don't go the wrong way around the roundabout. So I don't know how this got 3.9 thousand likes. What is this? What video is this of? Don't tell me this is a competitor driving school. This one. Who sent Who sent this? Where is this junction? Are you sure the second stop sign isn't the stop sign for the other side of the road? It's just spun around. I've never seen double stop sign. I can't remember the text on that one actually. Let me just find out what the text was on that. Hold on a second. I actually got a good chuckle out of that when I did. I'd never seen that before. Let me just find that. I have if I have it was from VR. If I have to turn right at a double stop sign, do I need to signal right at the first stop sign or the second stop sign? You're right, you're not allowed to park opposite continuous white line. You could be clamped for that. I don't know. I don't know where that is, to be honest. If you're going straight through that stop sign, I would go straight through it and I'll signal right at the next one if that's what it is. If you're on the call, let me know where that is. I need to look into that one. I've never seen double stop sign before. We had Craig, unfortunately. Where's Craig's result? So we had Craig hitting the bar there we did in Finglas. He didn't make it, and he wanted me to talk about the grade 2 for progress turning right. So there's a few reasons for progress turning right. It can be either turning right into a side road, or a lot of the time it can be coming out, emerging at a T junction, turning right. For progress, I'll talk about the side road first. If you're looking up the road and the tester fails, there's a safe gap for you to go. You will be expected to get it done. Also, if you come out to a T junction and I look right and left and I can see, you don't need to kind of stop, peep and creep, look again. Because just the way the tester will be thinking of it is, okay, we're at a T junction. I can see right and left, no problem. I know there's nothing coming. That means the person driving can see right and left. Okay, I've checked right, left, right. I know it's good. Off you go. So a lot of the time, it could be T junctions. It can be either actually. Yeah, people are slow kind of on both of them. What turn was it, Craig? If you don't mind me asking. I heard you were telling me you got a very interesting test route as well for Finglas there, weren't you? So another one on progress. Progress is coming up a lot lately. I'm facing issues with progress speed in housing estates limit of 30, as there are lots of bumps at short distances. Is it okay to approach bump at say 27, 30 speed, or I should reduce to 20 and then again speed up? The problem is I slow down at the bump and then I try to speed up, but then till the time I speed up, I reach another bump. The result is the car hardly reaches 30. I'm afraid of. So like 30 is slow enough. You can literally run the 30. You know what I mean? You don't want to be in between two bumps crawling at 25. It's too slow. Get over the bump and press the gas. I know who sent that. You're just too slow pressing the gas after the bump, but you've no problem hitting the bump. I don't know whether it's by the time you press the accelerator or your car is not kicking in time. It's just too slow getting the car going again. Don't go 25 or 27 in the 30. The bumps, especially in your car should be fast. Just touch the gas, get up to 30 and slow down again. 30 is slow enough. Don't go painfully slow in a 30, honestly. How you doing, Luke? How you doing? Oh, I'm not going to butcher your name, but congratulations on passing. Um, just trying to get the car moving a bit sooner, but over the bumps. You won't be, and then, so it's all about progress. I'm driving up the road. Okay, now I see a bump. Anticipation, off the gas, touch the brake, off the brake, over the bump, back on the gas. See the bump, same again, and it's just the same thing up and down the road. Just in between the bumps, especially on a 30, touch the gas, get it up to 30, and then just touch the brake and off the brake, over the bump. What are rules of driving during the rain? My cousin got 3 grade 2 for driving at 30 in a 30 because it was raining. What did he get a grade 2 for? Going too fast, going too slow, reaction to hazards. This is like third party information. So this is someone watering down the story to you, and now you have to relay it to me. I, if it's safe to do so, you go the speed limit. You just keep double the following distance. 30 when it's raining is grand. 30 on a 30 is grand. When it gets narrow, then you ease off. 30 is slow enough. The speed limit is slow enough. So overtaking a bus at a continuous white line. So it's a risky one that, like, if you know the bus is going to be pulled in for a long period of time, like, I should have took them. I showed this a few times with the marking sheet guidelines. So if there's a bus stopped and he's going to be there for 15 minutes, you can't wait behind him for 15 minutes. You know that way? If it's safe, if you're looking up the road and it's safe to do so, and you're sure that bus is going to be there for a few minutes, you can overtake it. It's not completely against the rules. But at the same time, it also says in the marking sheet guidelines that you won't be faulted for staying behind them. So when in doubt, if it's on a bend or a brow of a hill, wait behind them. You can't fail your driving test for doing the rules of the road. That's what I always say. If you can't cross a continuous white line and you don't cross it, how could you possibly fail? That's what they want. You know what I mean? So if you're not sure, don't overtake. But you are allowed if you want. If it's not if you want, if it's safe to do so. So what have we got here? When we are turning right after the car, after the car, sorry, after the turn, car parked on the left side. Sorry, yeah, I get you. Do we need to indicate to pass the car, or do we go straight past? Just go straight down the middle of this car parked on the left. Don't come in behind it and then mirror signal. See the car. I know there's a car there. More steering, straight down the middle. Provided there's no oncoming traffic and it's safe to do so. Do you have to overtake when going past cars in a housing estate? Do you mean, do I have to signal? Do you mean, do I have to signal when overtaking cars in the housing estate? I think that's what you're trying to say. A lot of the time, I don't, especially in the estates. I see the car, I just mirror, move out to the middle nice and early and go straight past, keeping it doors with. That's what I normally do. Turning right at traffic lights with a boxed arrow. There is already a car in the box waiting to turn right, solid green light. Should the second car follow up and wait behind them or stay behind the white line? The answer to that is both of them answers is correct. And I actually recorded a really cool video today in Finglas about this. It's about turning right at the yellow box junction and traffic lights. So that'd be a good one for all you Finglas heads. In the marking sheet guidelines, do I actually have it on my screen here? Oh, I do, because I actually just put it in the video. Hold on a second, I might be able to share this. Hold on. No, I'm going to make a mess of that. I do have it there. I'll post the video into the WhatsApp group, and it should be out probably tomorrow or the next day. To answer your question, if there's enough room for the second car can follow them up, but also it's correct, the second car can wait behind the line. The only thing is when the second car follows them up, and if the oncoming traffic is going and they're breaking the amber light and the red light, and the first car leaves the junction late, it just means the second car leaves the junction extremely late. So it's a tricky one. When in doubt, the second car stays behind the line. But don't be like, if you are behind the line, you don't just look at the back of the car in front of you and wait for them to get out the junction and then you move up. You're planning ahead for the car in the middle. Okay, it looks like there's a safe gap. I think that car is going to start moving. Once they start rolling, follow them up into the junction. And if there's enough room for you to turn before the oncoming traffic, make your turn. That video will be out in the next few days. That should be a good one for the people in Finglas. So hope you enjoy that one. Oop, wrong one. Kira, you done this on purpose. Accidentally, yeah, right. Drenched someone today going through a puddle. Would that be a fail? Yes, and if a copper seeing you doing that, they do you for that, they would. That is that's a traffic offence, that one. You could get into a lot of trouble for doing that, you could. But yeah, well done. Okay, sometimes you have to go through. Sometimes there is puddles on the ground in your driving test that would be classed as a hazard. You would be expected to go around the puddle. If you can't, because okay, this road is narrow, there's a big huge puddle and there's oncoming traffic. I don't mean slam on the brakes now, but you can just reduce your speed and go through it a little bit slowly. But you just don't want to go so fast that there's a little tidal wave, you know that way. But sometimes you do just, especially like in conditions like today, sometimes you just have to drive through water. So yeah, just try not to soak anybody tomorrow. Well done for getting your practice in, by the way. I've been told when slowing and stopping at amber lights. So yeah, this one I didn't even get the. So I just copy and pasted this one in. Thanks very much for sending this one. This is a good one. So I've been told when slowing and stopping at amber lights that I shouldn't have kept going. Then in the very same lesson, another amber light, that I felt I had enough time, being told I shouldn't have stopped. What are they looking for in the test? I feel my judgment is was left very confused after the lesson. So just I do often say this in the lessons as well. A lot of time when sometimes if I say something in a lesson, there will there will often be a contradiction straight after. So this one is a tricky one, right? So there's so many variables going on here. It depends. So first of all, ask yourself, what does the amber light mean? So the amber light means stop unless it's unsafe to do so. So a time when it would be unsafe for you to stop would be, okay, I'm on a 60, I'm on an 80, I'm going the speed limit, I'm on top of the line, it's gone amber, you go through it because you can't stop safely in that. Another scenario which isn't ideal, but sometimes you have to go through it is, imagine I'm coming to an amber light, it's gone amber. Yeah, I think I can stop at the line, but I check my rear view mirror and there's a truck right behind me. And no matter what I do, that truck wants to go through that light. Don't slam on the brakes because that truck won't be able to stop. You know what I mean? They're just going to go straight through you. So in that case, you'll have to go through. You'll have to go through the amber light. If that happened in your test and the test was beside you, I would feel free to say, look, I couldn't stop. There's a truck right behind me. That would be deemed unsafe for you to stop. So, so I'm driving down the road. I'm going the speed limit. I'm looking up the road. The light has been green for some time. Where's your question gone? So the light has been green for some time. I think it might change. The first step is off the gas. Now, whatever you do, don't break out a green light. If you've ever done a lesson with me, there's a few people in this chat now that have done a lesson with me and they break out a green light and I just lose it. I do. I can't stand it. So I'm coming to the light. I think it might change off the gas. Once it changes amber, then if it's safe, then it's a much smoother stop. You just don't want the feeling of being heavy on the gas and having to go heavy on the brake. So that's what makes it really a really sharp stop. So I think the light might change, provided you're going the speed limit. If you're not going the speed limit, don't do this. Can't stress that enough. If I'm going the speed limit, come off the gas slightly. If it changes amber, it will make it a much smoother stop for you. If you're not going the speed limit, don't do that because then you're just double slowing down at a green light, and that is the opposite of the rules of the road. All right. It just depends how close you are to the light, what speed you're going, and if you think you can stop safely. So yeah, it can be confusing, but I would love to be in the car to say why you would stop and why you wouldn't, but unfortunately I wasn't. Just it's confusing, I know, but hold on, wrong one. Is it ever okay to overtake a bus stopped at a bus stop? I feel I should wait in case the pedestrians walked out. Ah, no. Was this yourself again, bud? No, no, no. Yeah, if a bus is stopped on the left, if unless he's moving out, you overtake him if it's safe to do so. You don't. Was that yourself that asked that question? I think that was the very last one. Ah, yeah, bud. If there's a bus is parked on the left, so when you are overtaking a bus, so okay, the bus is parked on the left. He's pulled in on the left. Already, the first thing I'm doing is I'm looking up the road for oncoming traffic. I'm looking to see, is there many people going to get on the bus? If there's a few people standing at the bus stop waiting to get on, you know he's going to be there for a couple of minutes. You're going to mirror signal to the right, and then when there's no oncoming traffic, you overtake him every day. Not to say that a pedestrian can walk in front of the bus. It does happen. That's why you don't floor it and go as fast as you can past the bus. It's just gradual progress, and just be mindful of that. But yeah, you always overtake the bus when it's parked on the left. But otherwise, you'd probably fail a test if you wait behind the bus for a few minutes when you could have overtaken. You definitely, I'd say you would, yeah. And that's it. That's it. Well done. Well done. Ah, stop. Feel wrecked out. It's not easy doing these at the end of the day after a long day of talking. We had two really cool videos today we did. I was over in Finglas with Peter doing them junctions. And I don't know if there's any people from Swords here. I was over with James and we done a couple of videos over in Swords. Interesting to say the least. But yeah, so anybody from Swords here? Any more questions there? I'm only here half an hour, so I'll happily stay and answer a few more questions if I can get the words out. How you doing, Sinu? Is there a cooling off period after failing your driving test? I believe there is. I don't think so. Like, I've heard people. So that my road safety system, instructors, we're not told about how to use that or anything. I just get all my information off students. It would be great if we were sort of informed, okay, we're making a change now and there is a cooling off period. A few people have said that to me about a cooling off period, but then there's other people I know that just went in and booked that test the following day. I don't think there is, unless it's a new thing, which wouldn't surprise me. They do update that system a lot. So yeah, I would just try book it. And that means you failed the test. I'm sorry to hear that. So there's just a few how you doing, how you doing, how you doing, how you doing. Uh how you doing, Adam? Can you list all the observations? So before you indicate, you can check back mirror and side mirror. Check again. What else is there in term? Oh, Jesus. What do you mean by like moving off my park position or list all the observations in the driving test? I think you mean observation moving off there. So it's just mirrors, check your blind spot over your right shoulder, signal, handbrake. You don't need to do a second look. I do, gosh, oh, you don't need to do that. Just as long as you check your blind spot once, it will be enough. What's the correct, Luke? Any word about that driving test centre? I don't know. I thought that would have been well open by now. They're talking about that a long time. Same with the Sandyford one. I assumed that should have been well open by now, to be honest. Before you break looking back mirror, yeah, exactly. I use this one for slowing and the other two for going at a green light. How you doing, YouTube 7178? I failed my test 2 weeks ago. Got a cancellation for tomorrow. Fingers crossed. I passed tomorrow. I've been binge watching all your videos. Thank you, bro. You're very welcome. Best of luck. Let us know how you get on in the comments on one of the videos tomorrow. How you doing again, bud? I never took the slip road on a roundabout and they... Hold on a minute. So this was your last test you're talking about. I never took the slip road on a roundabout and they failed me. Where was that, bud? If you're still on the call, let us know where that was. How you doing, Katie? Do you know anything about the new Sandyford? I no idea. I only just said that about the when I was talking about the Drogheda one. I've no idea. Does unless I missed an email, I don't know. But I didn't see any email about it. So I have no idea, unfortunately. How you doing, Zarina? What's the crack, Marty? Failed my test yesterday. For traffic lights, I was turning right and the rain made it hard to see turns. Turns out it was a straight arrow. Ah, you're joking. For straight. Smash me maneuvers, though, from. Thanks very much, bud. Yeah. So, what you're saying is you were turning right at the. Where was that, Marty? You were turning right at the traffic lights. So, you went up to the middle of the junction, but it was only a green arrow for straight only, which means you broke a red light. So, it's a common mistake people make. Sorry to hear that, bud. Crypto Barloga, what's the crack, bud? How to exit a double lane roundabout if I take the third exit? Should I take a right lane or a left one? Because I'm kind of scared to change a lane mid roundabout. So it just depends on what type of roundabout it is. If it's a spiral roundabout, you would stay in your lane. How you would know it was a spiral roundabout is if the lanes actually join up onto the new road rather than just stay on the roundabout. If it's a normal roundabout and it's not a spiral roundabout, if you're taking the third exit, when you get past exit 2, left mirror, left signal, and get your position over to the left. Like, it would be unusual where there is a car on the inside, yeah, unless it's a big roundabout, like something like Walkinstown. Um, it wouldn't happen too often where there will be a car on the inside. If there is, that's why you check your mirror first. Mirror, signal, okay, there's a car beside me. If there's 2 lanes, come into the right lane. But ideally, into the left. Hope to get a test soon and smash it this time. So where's the last guy, the YouTube? So YouTube 7178, how did you get a cancellation? What did you do? Maybe you can share some insight. Shilpa, what's the crack? So you are saying yes, it is Tala. There's just a few roads in Tala where you kind of have to be in the cycle lane. There's that left turn at the lights. If you're So you go down to Green Hills Road, you go left at the T junction, and that left at the lights, you have to come into the cycle lane and that left turn, otherwise you'll cross a continuous white line. You don't want to do that there. Also, pretend you didn't go left there and you went straight, but you swung around and went back up towards the test centre. If you want to go straight through them lights, you would also be in the cycle lane, just because there's not enough space for your car. Just be mindful if you're doing that before you move into the cycle lane. Make sure you check your mirror first before you move in, because if there is a cyclist, give them right away. Don't block a cycle lane and then just stop in front of somebody on a bike. You know what I mean? If you see them on that close, just let them go in front of you, especially at a red light. Surely, I'm gonna get that image back up on the screen. Hold on, I'm gonna show you why he's not allowed park there. So you see that, especially if you do your test in Raheny and Calesta, you'll see cars getting clamped for this all the time. You see the way this car is parked opposite that continuous white line. It's illegal to park opposite a continuous white line. So that car could be clamped for parking there. So yeah, very good. He is. You're right. He's not allowed to park there. How you doing, Arvinad? So when I'm turning left, joining a minor to a major, and I am on the wrong side due to parked cars on my left. Oh, yeah, and there is a car turning right from the major who has right away. So if you're already out on the wrong side of the road, well, then you would have right away, because the car turning right is supposed to look to the right. Okay, there's a car on my side of the road. I'm going to wait until the car gets out of my way and then I make me turn. You know what I mean? So it's always the car in the middle goes first, basically. In your scenario, I'm over the wrong side. I'm here first. I'm overtaking this car beside me. I'm in the middle first. I get right away. There's nothing that you can do. Like, what are you gonna do? You can't like stop and reverse. I'm out here first. That car waits for me. Alright. Thanks for your videos. I passed my driving test last week. Congratulations, bud. Delighted for you. Any news about the Drogheda Test Centre? I already said that. I answer these questions at the end. I do the questions off the WhatsApp group first, bud. What's the crack, Craig? So Defo T Junction, some estate just off Santry Lane. What one is Santry Lane? A lot of parked cars, a lot more narrow than the estates of. Ah, I know where you're gone there. Yeah, that's terrible narrow. Yeah, in there. I wouldn't mind knowing. I'd like to know that test route where they brought you. My grade three happened in the same estate. I was waiting to turn right. A car was approaching from the left, and I thought they were gonna drive straight. But they turned suddenly as I was moving. So he marked you for. Wait, hold on. Why did you fail your test again? Hold on. Was that you for reaction to hazards? Um, I didn't use the indicator. Huh. Yeah, it's a tough one, bud. Yeah, it's a tough estate, that one. They didn't use the indicator. Heart, yeah, you never trust anybody's signal. How you doing, Dara? Pass today. Thanks for the videos. You're welcome, bud. Thanks for watching. Well done, Kira. Thank you very much. I have my test in Maple House in 2 weeks. Best of luck, bud. Get stuck into the videos. Thanks, Anthony. You're the best. You're welcome, Shilpa. I'll watch the full episode later. Need to go now. Safe driving. Haven't I got honked for staying behind the white line? Yeah, 100%. Like, you can't wait behind something indefinitely. You don't know how long they're going to be stopped there for. Like, but at the same time, if someone is beeping you for not overtaking something on a dangerous bend at a continuous white line, don't mind them. They don't care about your safety. They just want to go home. So in that case, again, I'm going to say you can't fail a test for doing the rules of the road. I'm not allowed overtake at a continuous white line. If you wait behind the obstruction, you can't fail a test. It's because that's the rules of the road. They can't fail you for doing the rules of the road. So when in doubt, just wait behind them. How you doing, bestie? I'm doing my 12 early Feb. Any tips for driving in dark lesson? Also, any tips for when I have my driving test? For your driving test, just trying to put it all together, what you've done in your lessons, getting out as much as possible. Hopefully, you have your own car and you can do a bit of practice. It's a little bit easier when you have a car and a sponsor. And driving at night, it is the same thing. It's just kind of a bit harder to see. But yeah, so that would be your last lesson, EDT number 12. How you doing, Abby? When stopping at a red light, can you stop in fourth gear or should drop it down to second? Like, if you have to stop in a hurry, stopping in fourth is okay. It would be better to go, okay, I know I'm stopping on the brake, clutch in, into third, off the clutch, and clutch in and stop in third. That's okay. If you stopped in fourth once, wouldn't be the end of the world. You don't need to go back as far as second, but either you can stop in third if you want. Getting a test date is itself it is indeed, bud. How you doing? I'm gonna say Chidoran Cuckoo. What's the correct word? I'll just sorry about that if I didn't say that name correctly. When stopping in a traffic light red using an automatic car, should I use the handbrake? Finally, I was getting worried there. Somebody didn't ask that question. What's gonna ask that question 20 times a day? You can just stay on the foot brake if you want. You don't need to use your handbrake if you don't want. What's the crack, Carrie? Doing my test in Wicklow tomorrow and watching your test through videos. Thanks for posting them. You're more than welcome. Was that with Ron from Ratnew? Was that Wicklow? That was Wicklow, yeah. Ron is sound. How you doing, Sad Zaire? What do what do you do when you don't know the speed limit? Do you match the speed of the traffic? Well, mm, that would be a good one if the cars in front are going the speed limit. If they're going 50 on it, like it's kind of hard to say. Also, I keep forgetting about the speed I am going at. Is there a routine that helps remember to check the speed? Like there's for knowing the speed limit, you are when you are driving, trying to be aware of the speed limit signs. Like if it looks like you're coming from a major road into a minor road, when I'm making me turn, whether it's left or right, that's where I'll see the sign for 30. If I do see a sign for 30, that means every road in there is 30. So you're just trying. It would be unusual that you'd be going like 50, 30, 50, 30, 50, 30. Like, you know what I mean? So just trying to keep an eye out for the speed limits is the best way. I do say when like this is not an exact rule, but the roads with no road markings, as in no white lines, a lot of and if they're really narrow, a lot of times they are 30. There is still some 50s with no road markings, but the majority of them would be 30s. On the reverse of that, though, so the ones with road markings are usually 50s, but there is still some 30s with road markings. So it's about a 90% rule. Also, I'm driving down the road. I think I'm on a 50. If I take glances to side roads and the signs for 30, it means this one is usually a 50 or possibly a 60. But you, when in doubt, go 50 rather than 60. And I keep forgetting to check the speeds. Yeah, so that just comes with experience. The more you're driving, the more you get aware of feeling the pressure on the. If you're in a manual, I'm in a 30, pop it into third gear and soft with the gas. Once you go soft, the accelerator, you can't go any faster. When you're in an automatic, listen for your engine shifting up into third. Once it's in third, soft on the gas. And once you, if I was in the car beside you, I'd be able to show you how to do it. It's hard to sort of explain it here, but then just once I'm in that third gear, just really soft with the accelerator. You won't go too fast. What's the crack, Marty? So it was onto Pottery Road from Dunleary. Couldn't see the light. That's yeah. Couldn't see the light at all. Was doing so well. Only got you're joking. The rain was so bad. Had my wipers on full blast. No way, but is Pottery Road? Did you see the mock test I done with the guy, Rafa? Is that where he kind of stopped in the middle? Is that Pottery Road onto onto the Dunleary test route? Would I be correct in saying that? I think I'm actually wrong saying that. Sorry. How you doing, Caitlin? Have my test Friday. My last test, I got grade 3 in the first 2 minutes there in Finglas at junction with arrow box because I was so nervous. Something I'd never done. So in the first 2 minutes in Finglas at junction, a junction with arrow box because I was. What did you not go up to the middle of the junction? What do you mean, Caitlin? I actually, hopefully, hopefully I'll have a video out for you before Friday about the big junctions in Finglas. The one at the Super Value, the one at the test centre, and there's another couple there. When doing a turnabout during reverse or going forward, is it okay if the body of the car extends over the curb as long? Exactly, yeah. Just don't touch it with your wheels. Again, no failed. Same day for the same satellites. No way. Also got LC Mox. Oh, leaving cert. So you're only a young fella, good man. Leaving cert Mox next week. So timing wasn't wet. Sorry to hear that, bud. It would have been a nice little sort of celebration with your leaving. Best luck in the leaving cert, bud. How you doing, hippopotamus? Can I reverse it? I just don't know I just don't know what names to expect. Can I reverse if I've been asked to pull in for a hill start and I'm too far out? Can I reverse if I've been asked to pull in for a hill start? Like the whole point of the hill start is so you don't reverse when you're moving off. So do you mean like reverse to get closer to the footpath if you're asked to park? If you feel it too far away from the park from the footpath, just don't stop. Just do a little bit more left and get a little bit closer before you stop. There's no point, okay, I'm too far away from the path and just stopping and then going into reverse to fix it. I'm too far, steer left, get a little bit closer, and then straighten her up. Um, but yeah, the whole idea of the hill start is that you don't reverse. Is it better to reverse into spot and drive in at the start of the test? You're doing fingless, aren't you, Caitlin? So if you've seen any of the test routes I've done, what I do is I park in the middle ones and I drive straight out of the spot and then I go left and then I avoid the zebra crossing going across the road at the test centre. That's the way I like to do it. The good thing about fingless is the one in the middle, doesn't matter which way you park, you can kind of drive straight over. You don't want to start your test with a reverse out of a parking space. That's tricky, that one. Um, but yeah, if you've seen any of my fingless testers video, just look at where I park and just try to do that one. I find that's the best one. Straight out and you avoid that big zebra crossing as well. And best of luck in your test. Thank you so much. I never want to pronounce the name wrong, you know yourself. Thank you so much. How you doing, Kerry? No, I done my lessons with Lee and my pre-test with David. No, I was saying were they the videos I done with the videos I done with Ron, from Ratnew driving school. I no, I didn't actually do your lessons then. They were the videos I done. I think it was with Ron. Use ways. Yes, it was the turn. No way, that turn is lethal. That is. Even when I was doing one of the mock, even when I was doing a test route with Flexi Drive, I think even I failed for that one. I probably should have stopped at the amber. It's a tricky right turn, that one. That's one I might revisit and do a proper video on that one. How you doing on app? Am I allowed to use my handbrake when stopping at a set of traffic lights? If you want, you can use a handbrake. You don't have to. Personally, I use it, but if you're comfortable using the handbrake, by all means do it. Um, but you don't need it. You can stay on the foot brake as well. You're welcome, bud. Get up out of that. None of that messing. Is there a place where I'm doing my test where you? Hang on. Yes, there is a place where I'm doing my test where you are asked to pull in after parked cars. It's awkward because there's a junction opposite, and I always end up pulling up right opposite the junction. Where are you doing your test, hippopotamus? Um, there's a place where I'm doing my test where you are asked to pull in after parked cars. It's awkward because there's a junction opposite, and I always end up pulling right in front. Yeah, you're not supposed to park opposite the mouth of a junction. But instead of parking opposite the mouth of the junction, just go forward more and fix your position. You don't really want to be reversing your test. Just try get good parking the first time because it is part of the driving test parking position stopping. How you doing, Harry? Automatic handbrake can turn it off and use a little lever when stopping if I have to, but I usually have it on auto brake. Don't ideally, no, but leave it on. Like the reason why you're doing the test is you're showing the tester that I know how to use the car basically. All these gadgets, if it's your car, you're going to be using them when you're driving alone. So use them in the test because they're not trying to trick you. Use all them fancy gadgets the cars have because it just stops you from rolling. You know what I mean? Leave it with the auto hold, and it's no problem whatsoever. Don't turn anything off. It will only confuse you because then you'll forget about it. Leave all that stuff on. Don't worry about that. I also got given a grade 3 for going 30 on it. I'd be furious at you as well. I hate people going too slow. But there was no sign showing 50. I was coming off at 30, and when I was halfway up the road, I saw the sign for 50. Where was that, in in Dunleary, bud? What estate were you coming out of, and what road did you come onto? Like, usually the 50s, you usually just spot them a mile off, like, compared to a 30, especially in Dunleary. The wait, there's a few. What most of the estates I know are pretty narrow in Dunleary, and then when you come onto a 50, they're usually big roads, white road markings. Usually, I don't know where you were, but usually they're easy enough to spot. You're in Navan. Trying to think, I've done a few days out there, and it's for your hill start. It's for it's is it that estate you go? It's a really steep hill, and then you go further on up and do the turnabout. I've done a few videos out there. I think I know what you're talking about. What's the crack, Louise, Mariana? About the drop of the test route. You're the third person to ask me this today. No idea, unfortunately. No idea. I thought, like, geez, we heard about that. I don't know how long ago. What, geez, way over a year ago. It would be nice to have that because the people of Drogheda have nowhere. They're either Dundalk, which is miles of the road, or Navan, or Dublin. So hopefully there is a bit of news on that. Um, but yeah, unfortunately, I don't know unless I missed the email. I don't know if anybody else got an email about it. But personally, I don't know. I either missed the email or it's not open yet. There's no news. Thanks, you're welcome, bud. I've yet to book my test in Finglas. What would be the ideal time to do it? 10:05. Sorry, I meant the grade two. I would have failed you for going 30 on a 50. I'm only joking, but I hate people going too slow. How you doing, Usman? Is it okay to keep the clutch pressed and stay in gear at a stoplight, or should it? If you're forced at there's nothing wrong with being on the clutch and being in forced gear. Nothing wrong with that at all. If it was me personally, if I was forced at the lights, I would be like that. If I was anywhere further back, I'd pop it into neutral and come off the clutch just to save me shoe. You just wreck your runners being on the clutch for too long. Even looked it up on Google. You're taking this very seriously. Even looked it up on Google Earth. No sign at all for ages. I knew the road was at 50, but I second guessed myself. Go with your gut, bud. Go with your... What road is it? Would I know it? Have I ever been on it in the videos? Ah, now you're messing. Would you know when the Sandy for what's going? I was not just reading the comments and asking me the same questions. I don't know. That's the third time I said that. How you doing, Alison? Your videos are really helpful. Keep them going. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that. And thank you so much for the comment and joining us tonight. It's a different estate, but yes, that other estate with the hill is off. I watch your vid from Navan. Very well done, hippopotamus. Um, yeah, that is a steep hill, that one. And yeah, but best luck. Just keep plugging away. The thing about Navan I found is it's not that big of an area of a test center. Like if you if you've seen a few of the videos that I done, like even if you don't get the exact one, you'll get a bit from this one, a bit from that one, and you will still know a lot of them. Also, if you're doing your lessons around there, I'm sure you'll cover most of the area. It's not that big of an area compared to like Finglas or Raheny or something, or Tala. But best of luck, hippopotamus. How you doing, Vivek? Is Maple House good test center? Yeah, I like Maple House. The testers are nice. It's not easy, don't get me wrong, but testers are nice. Bit of a tricky place of getting out of, and like for Mulhudder and Maple House, it's a lot of straight driving and big roundabouts. The only thing with Maple House is that they can actually swing you left and take it into the back end of Finglas. And that would be the opposite of what you would be expecting if you only done the big routes for Maple House. So, personally, I like Maple House. I never have any problems there. Most of the people that I brought there, they've passed. But yeah, I think it's a good one. Yeah. So best of luck with that one, bud. I'd say you are on it. It's the one from Bally Beach Tesco to the graduate. Bally Beach Tesco to the graduate. Bally Beach Tesco. Off the top of my head, I don't know where that is, but I know where the graduate is. That big roundabout. I must have a little look on Google Maps now. Thanks for that, bud. How you doing, Tamina? Already booked a test for the 6th of February with me. Lovely stuff. And I have my own car. It's automatic. Is that fine? Yes, of course. We would have agreed all this on WhatsApp. But yeah, looking forward to it. Am I okay to pop it into first when I'm just about to pull in for turnabout or reverse, etc.? Am I okay to pop it into first when I'm just about to pull in? Yeah, so you're pulling on the left, yeah, mirror signal. You can stop in second, you can roll it into first. It's all correct. It's just don't pop it into neutral and keep on rolling and coming to a stop. How you doing, Chayok? Uh, Tomorrow, Dunleary. I'm assuming you mean your test is tomorrow in Dunleary. If it is, best of luck. Let us know how you get on. You're welcome, bud. Ballybrack. What did you say? What did you say earlier on? From Bally Beach. I was thinking, like, what's Bally Beach? Ballybrack. Oh, jeez, off the top of my head, I don't know. I'm not too sure, bud. I'm not too sure, to be honest. How you doing, Huzal Khan? I'm doing my driving test in a Prius on Thursday. Do I need to use my handbrake? No, stay on the foot brake if you want. I was running for the test in Raheny. Should I start facing towards St. Anne's Park or towards the T junction near the Garda station? If you've watched my early Raheny videos, I say park on the other side of the road because it used to be the school at the end wanted to enforce a one-way system. So I wanted to avoid that T junction because it was too busy. If you do that now, they'll bring you down to the mini roundabout, swing you around and go down and do the T junction anyway. So just park on the left-hand side of the road with the park on the left and go straight down towards that T junction, towards the Garda station. Don't mind what I said in the earlier videos. Just do what I do when I'm in the videos with Joe. Thanks for all your videos, and I am crying for the Dunleary roundabouts now. I know, they're not easy. They're not easy, but stick to the plan. Traffic approaching from the right goes first. And yeah, best luck. Just try and be in good position for your roundabouts and all. And yeah, best of luck to you. Let us know how you get on. You passed. How you doing, Supriya? That's a familiar name. Did you do lessons with me, did you? I passed my test this Saturday. Watch some of your videos. I know it's not yourself. In Tala, quite helpful. So thank you. You're welcome. Congratulations. I'm delighted for you. Am I allowed to go to gear 5 on Finglas? First of all, how you doing, Alwen? Am I allowed to go into 5th gear in Finglas on the 60? Depends on your car. If you're driving a smaller litre car, yeah, by all means, get it up into 5th. It will be a much smoother drive. The Warlord, good name. Can I go 45 on a 50? If there's nobody in front of you, no, go 50. That will be too slow. 45 is too slow. Unless for whatever reason, okay, I'm coming to a narrow gap or something, or if the car in front of you isn't going 50, well, then you can't. But if there's nobody in front of you, if it's safe to do so, up to 50. Well, the Craig Allison, do you think Dublin is one of the hardest places to learn how to drive with traffic? I feel if you can drive here, you can drive anywhere. I don't know because, like, I don't really know because I didn't. I've never really worked in any test centres outside of Dublin. I don't really know what the traffic situation must be like. Like, well, yeah, if you can drive here, you can drive anywhere. The same as if you can drive in Kerry, you can drive anywhere. Yeah, it's just knowing the roads a lot of the time is half the battle. But yeah, like, are you learning how to drive in Dublin yourself? Is that what you, is that what you're saying? Learn how to drive in Dublin. I feel like you can. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if you can drive here, you can drive anywhere. How you doing, Shauna? My test is on Thursday, and I've been lovely stuff. Best of luck. Where are you doing your test, Shauna? I have my test on the 29th. I've been watching your videos, been really helpful. Whatever happens, I'm so well. Best of luck, alien shark. Best of luck, bud. I feel like my nerves got the best of me. Sorry, I feel like my nerves got the best of me when winded myself up so bad. Hope I get a cancellation and I don't have to fret much about it. That's it, bud. Unfortunately, they do, because you're only a young fella, they do kind of look at the younger people. They want to, they really want to know that if I give you this license, you're not going to be a menace on the road and that you're safe. So bring your A game, being a young fella, you really have to bring your A game for that one. So I think you only joined the call. So you have an automatic car. Jordan Hill start. Do I need to press on the handbrake? You can use auto hold or you can use the handbrake. It doesn't matter. You can use either or. Are the rules here and in the UK the same? Can I drive in the UK if I rent a car? I have no idea about the UK road system. You would have to contact someone. You have to ask the rental car company. Wouldn't be my expertise. Best of luck, Sean, in Finglas. I know lots of people down the country who say they hate driving in Dublin, so wondering about that. Don't mind them country people. They hate everything about Dublin. They you know what I mean? Hopefully you're not a country person yourself. But yeah, I don't know the answer to that. But yeah, best of luck in your lessons and I hope you pass your test. Let us know how you get on. And have your test in Dunleary. Best of luck. I'm running out of steam here, lads. See ya, Alison. The examiner started off by saying, I have some news. You were unsuccessful. What colour was the light? I felt like he acted like I was 5. Yeah, yeah. They can tend to do that, yeah. But look, lads, that's 1 hour and 8 minutes. I was up at 5, hitting the gym 5:15, then done loads of videos. So and then I had to get this together. So I'm absolutely wiped. I am. So thank you so much to everybody for joining. If you want to be a part of the WhatsApp group with the community where I answer all the questions on WhatsApp, and it's for our students, not only me, but Peter, James, Patrick, Joe, Flexi Drive, and also if you're a member of my channel, you're welcome to join the group, ask your questions, and I talk about it on these calls. And you're welcome, everybody. How old am I? What's going on here? That's the second weird thing you said. But yeah, if you want a booklet, the only thing is, lads, so everybody text me and say, "Oh, have me driving test in February. Can I do next Saturday?" That's always going to be a no. My first available Saturday is in March now. I don't do Sundays. I don't do evenings. I only do a couple of people the odd day. So if you do want me to help you, you have to get on to me early before you select the test date. You know what I mean? Also, I do have all the other lads, as I mentioned, Peter and all. If you want someone to help you pass your test, just click the link in the description, and then you will be in the WhatsApp group with us all. All right. So thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate you all, and yeah, best of luck. Let me know how you get on, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye bye.